is this coming in that Dubai airport has been shut. Thousands of passengers are now struck there, and this is at Dubai International Airport, which is now being shut. Air operations across Middle East has been impacted. The airbase, in fact, that's what most of these countries have done. The civilian flights have been impacted as well, Geeta. That's what it looks like. Thousands of passengers are now stranded at Dubai International Airport. The air operation across Middle East have been impacted. The reports will start coming in of how many flights have been cancelled for the movement of the passengers. But at the moment, precautionary measures being taken by multiple countries, even as they weigh in their next round of response. Geeta, is there a sense, particularly in the government of India right now, Ministry of External Affairs in particular, that there is a need for evacuation, or will they be waiting and watching how situation develops in the next 24 to 48 hours?
Well, they certainly are waiting and watching when it comes to certain other countries like Middle East, that's West Asia. But there would now be a plan in place, or they're setting up a plan, certainly with regards to Iran. A lot of the students who are there, especially in Qom, which is where we were just a day ago, just yesterday actually, is where a lot of Indians go for religious studies, scholarly work in the realm of Islam, so on and so forth. And there are quite a few Indians who are there. We spoke to a few of them, and I had asked them that there's a travel advisory that has been issued. Why aren't you guys leaving? They said that, you know, even during the 12-day war, there were advisories that were issued. Most of us did not leave because things were not impacted. But this is not that. This is very different. It is an all-out war. Things are going to get tense. So yes, we have a very efficient and a brilliant embassy and ambassador in Gaurav Shresht, who is posted in Tehran, looking at and monitoring the situation on the ground very, very closely. So yes, the plan for Iran is going to look very different from the plan for other countries in West Asia. But yeah, all ambassadors and all stations are monitoring the situation very closely. The news of Dubai airport shutting down is going to be serious because you and I know, Maria, Dubai is a huge transit hub as well, not just a destination. It's not like people only go to Dubai and that's where the flight ends. It's a transit hub. So there are many who are now going to be stranded in Dubai, not just at the airport, but even outside. So this is going to create a kind of chaos, Maya, that's unimaginable.
Because Iranian foreign minister, who you spoke to just a few days ago, has now spoken on the developments which have happened in the last 12 hours. And he has said what we are doing is act of self-defense, which is absolutely legal and legitimate. Foreign Minister of Iran, Mr. IRGC, has said that what we are doing is an act of self-defense, which is absolutely legal and legitimate, is what he is saying. This is a sense certainly in the Iranian regime, even as reports are coming in that Iran's defense minister, and this is via Reuters, has been killed in these attacks which have been carried out by Israel and US. But let me bring in Barzeen. Barzeen, what are your thoughts? Give us a quick update and then we move on to other guests.
Well, Iran would say that in self-defense, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a homicidal Islamic Republic which is murdering its own population and will do so in the next round. Please remember last Saturday, and we are talking about Shia Islam and Qom that Maria, Geeta and others have brought in. Last Saturday marked the 40th anniversary of the killings of the protesters of the January and December riots. That is very resonant in 12 Shia Itna Ashari Islam as the Chehellom or the Arba'in. This will pick up as a critical mass movement for the next 40 days, so on and so forth. And the regime can do precious little to stymie protesters and distraught grieving relatives to do the same. It is a playback of 1978-79 because it is precisely those 40-day observances that led to a critical mass leading to Pahlavi's departure in Jan 79. So I see that playing out as an Iran studies historian, number one. And number two, Geeta mentioned that there are no boots on the ground, quite right. But clearly we've seen a change in technology over a generation, 30 years from the 1991 Gulf War to now. And Geeta, 2/3 of the E-3 Sentry reconnaissance AWACS fleet of the US Air Force is already in the Middle East, which explains why the stunning success of the degraded radar installation capabilities of the Iranians, and that they could go in just after 9 this morning and take out Khamenei's residence, the Intelligence Ministry, Interior Ministry, and the General Headquarters of the Staff Command in Eastern Tehran.
Okay.
No, Barzeen, I'd like to come in here, Maria, and respond. I was responding to General Hasnain's argument on Saddam Hussein and the comparative. I said how it's different from then and now. I'm not saying that America and Israel are not capable. I'm not questioning capability here. I was talking about the difference because of the argument made by General Hasnain.
Sure. And a third of the US Navy is already also in the region. 35% of the fleet is there off the Gulf of Oman. Of 51 destroyers and ships, assorted classes, we have 35 already in the region. It's the biggest buildup, Maria, since 2003 Iraq. And please remember, it would have been a costly bluff for Trump to just sit by, given that it cost the US Exchequer $3 billion between late August and this February for Venezuela. So something had to be done.
I have to go to everyone to wrap up this discussion, and I'm going to begin with you, Ambassador. How are you? What do you think is likely to happen in the next 24 hours? You have to unmute yourself, sir. Yes, please, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, what I was saying is that militarily there is no comparison. That is a foregone conclusion. And if they really want to basically reduce Iran to what Israel has done to Gaza, then it's a possibility. But then you will also cause a lot of civilian casualties. And then the whole purpose of arousing the civilians to go for a regime change might then get, fall off the wayside.
Okay.
So I think there are a lot of ifs and buts here. But I don't think that, I still maintain that the regime change option, which they want, is still very far away. And I don't think that's going to happen so quickly, unless this goes on for quite some time and the public comes out on the streets and, there are so many things that should happen before there is a regime change.
Okay.
And that we can't predict.
Okay, I have just enough time for the two women on the panel, Dr. Tara Karta and then Geeta. Go ahead, Dr. Karta. Ma'am, you have to unmute yourself.
I would assume that Israel has got somebody standing by as a possible, Israel and the US. Because regime change doesn't happen like this uprising and, somebody suddenly comes up. It's not, it has to be an organized affair. You can't expect someone to suddenly say, I'm that. Okay, this could happen with continuous change of leaders because there's instability. And I think the US would be okay with that. If there are a series of leaders come up, for example, IRGC takes over, what happens then? It would be much worse than now. But whatever it is, the end result is a highly weakened Iran. And I think in that case, the US has achieved what it wants.
Okay, so to weaken Iran, that objective may have been achieved in the first 12 hours itself. Geeta, final 30 seconds to you. Please go ahead.
Well, for me, it is a wait and watch for now, monitoring the situation very closely. Attacks have happened, retaliatory attacks have also happened, but it's also about sustenance and how long are they going to sustain till we have an impact on global economy and international pressure grows for a ramp off.
All right, thank you so much to all the guests who joined us. Remember, there has been a major escalation from what was proxy tensions has now led to a direct US-Israel on one hand versus Iran war, and it could potentially reshape the entire Middle East.